Welcome everybody to Randomjeanc Reviews Transistor. Transistor is a gorgeous sci-fi themed, semi-turn-based action RPG that has been so beautifully crafted it almost looks like a canvas from a painting on a wall, or a table, or anywhere. And I always said how much I loved pixel art in games. I think I found my new favorite style. Just look at this. Wow, this is breathtaking. It brings tears to my eyes. Transistor was developed by SuperGiantGames, the same developers of Bastion, a similar art style indie title that was released back in 2011. Transistor was released on PC and PS4 on May 20th, 2014, as well as on Mac and Linux on October 30th, 2014. And it was released just this year for iOS on June 11th. Transistor currently retails for $19.99. And to be honest, it might be a tad bit overpriced, as a $15 price tag would have been more appropriate considering the length of the title, but more on that later. Does Transistor redeem itself from its high price tag? Let us find out. One of Transistor's major appealing factors is the rich story. The story is so magnificent, I dare not even try to spoil it, so I will only reveal the bare minimum. As mentioned earlier, Transistor is a sci-fi themed video game that takes place in the futuristic city of Cloudbank. You play as Red, a beautiful and famous renowned singer who is attacked by a mysterious group. Luckily for you, you were saved by an unknown man who thwarted their attack at the last second, at the cost of his life and your voice. Soon after, the high-tech glowing sword that killed the man begins to talk and tries to aid you on your quest. Soon after moving forward, you're attacked by a group of machines, and as the sword becomes your narrator, your journey begins. Let me say that at first, the story might be hard to follow and to completely comprehend, but it's a process of picking up the clues and bits of information scattered throughout the various terminals, and the sword's own narration as well. Not to mention the incredible digitally drawn cutscenes that play like a motion comic. The story is mysterious and scattered on purpose, allowing your mind to freely try to piece together everything that is being presented to you, and is a great tactic that pays off in the end. Trust me, it will be worth it. It left me speechless, more speechless than I had ever been in any game I have ever played in a very long time. The visual beauty this game achieves is astonishing. Seconds after playing the game, I was shocked at just how much detail and how phenomenal the art style is. It is seriously an achievement that is not easily met. During my research, I stumbled upon the artist who drew the art for this game and Bastion, and I have to mention her. Gen Z, my god, this art, it's so good. Seriously, I know I said that a few seconds ago, but it's this good, okay? Just look at it. What do you think? You like it? I like it. It's awesome. I literally would stop mid-game just to see everything, to enjoy the architecture, the lighting, the colors all around me. If there ever was a game to convince you that graphics are not all about anti-aliasing and realism, but about the visual art style, then look no further. This game is one that will remain beautiful for all time. While something more realistic will look dated a few years from now, the art of this game is truly timeless and something that I can't even express with words to show my complete appreciation. In layman's terms, this shit looks like a fucking painting and it is fucking awesome. It doesn't get much better than this. Not only does Transistor deliver the best visuals I've ever seen in ages, I'd say its music is just as strong. SuperGiantGames nailed it when it comes to delivering the best visuals and atmosphere in spades, and then some. These tracks, the orgasmic tunes in this game are from the audio gods themselves. So many tracks with electronic, futuristic, and calming tunes that are plentiful. Each single track plays an integral part of this game's story and captures the moments of emotion and completely enhances them in every action taken to no end. So many songs are catchy, and you bet your ass this soundtrack is worth buying. It's so damn good. I bought the soundtrack just to support the music. Not just the music, but the sound effects are all great. The narration provided by the sword and all the voices are all magnificent. They are all a delight to listen to. Somehow the devs hired the best of the best for all the sound effects and the voices of the game. I could not possibly express my appreciation for the audio and visuals with words. Experience it yourself. That's the only way you possibly can. I seriously cannot praise this anymore. I don't know what else to say. I don't know how. At this point, I have to take it out to dinner. As mentioned earlier, I said Transistor was a semi-turn-based RPG. I use the term semi because you can play the entire game without ever using its turn system. In this phase of combat, Red freezes time to a complete halt and you are allowed to use various abilities that are found in the game. You can plan out moves in order and execute them at the end. You have to carefully plan out every move because as soon as you finish, you'll be temporarily helpless from the enemies because you won't be able to attack back at all until your meter is filled back up completely. You have to be aggressive, but you also have to think of how you can end up in a safe distance away from enemies. Don't be too far though, because most enemies upon death drop cells that must be picked up, because if you don't, then the enemy killed will respawn themselves completely at full health. Don't worry though, out of multiple cells dropped, only one will do this. The rest will spawn weaker, super easy to kill enemies that will become a pain though if you don't kill them at first, because they will damage you. Each ability you use during the turn phase drains from the turn meter. Strong abilities such as Spark cost more and take more from the memory meter. Each ability you assign to your weapon costs memory, so you must plan wisely on how many you're going to assign to keep you alive. You can use any ability for free without turn cost, only if you do it during real time. But when you do it during the critical turn phase, that's when the more powerful abilities tax your turn meter the most. The unique way to obtain new abilities, aka functions, are pretty awesome. Each function in the entire game used to be a living person in Cloudbank with rich details and histories of their past. For example, Preston Moyle was a man who loved to go fast and far throughout his lifetime. Using his bike and loving the speed and distances he covered, he eventually ended up dying in a bike accident. And when you absorb him into the sword, you gain the jaunt function, which will allow you to move almost instantly and very far. Each function's character directly corresponds to who they were, so that's a very unique detail that makes you wonder and excite over who's next and what they can do, and as well as who they used to be. You'll gain functions as you progress in the story, and as you level up, you'll be able to unlock new ones you won't run into. The unique way abilities in Transistor function allows the player to use an incredible amount of customization for each function you use. What I mean is that each function you gain can be used in 3 different ways: as an active ability, as an upgrade, or as a passive ability. Let's say we use Breach as an active function. If we use it, it will cause us to shoot a powerful, piercing beam of energy that damages enemies in a straight line. Now, if we were to use that same ability as an upgrade, as in we attach it to another active ability, let's say Crash. The range of Crash is now significantly higher and shoots much faster than ever before. And finally, if we use Breach as a passive ability, it will always grant us more planning potential and we can use a few more abilities than before. Remember, you can use up to 2 upgrades on an active ability and you can carry a maximum of 4 active abilities. Not to mention, you can have up to 4 passive functions as well. So the combinations are insanely cool and varied. This unique system allows you to play however you wish. No ability is ever useless because each one can always be combined with a new one to gain new effects that can really pwn enemies. The playstyle suited for you is here. Whether you want to charm everyone to your side for a few seconds or summon a robot dog that bites and charms everyone it bites to your side, you sure can. You can pretty much do anything you desire with the given functions. And it is so cool. Planning out a successful strategy that works is so rewarding. As well as even when you fail, you learn what to do and what not to do. The great thing is that the game encourages you to experiment because if you die, you will lose the most expensive function you carry. It'll be temporary, but it'll be for a few checkpoints, so you won't get it back quick. You'll be forced to experiment. As you experiment with your ability, as an active, a passive, or an upgrade, you will decrypt more information about that certain character. This is a major way to learn more about the story and lore of Transistor. As you move in Cloudbank, you'll be able to check out terminals that reveal more crucial information about the news and happenings of the city and its citizens. The city also has areas that Red can enter and interact with. Even things such as eating a pizza or going to the bathroom as your companion rambles on about those actions is hilarious. He constantly provides witty and funny dialogue even when you disobey his orders.
That's our way out. About that bike.
He'll notice and he'll comment about it. It's nice to feel that every action taken, even as minute as watching over the horizon, adds lines of humor and dialogue to make you want to check out all spots of interactivity. As you progress from point A to point B, you will be attacked by hordes of enemies that will get increasingly more difficult and upgrade themselves, and gain more damage, health, and even more abilities. So just because you're getting more powerful doesn't mean they aren't, because they are. Every now and then a boss will appear to give you one hell of a time, and each boss fight is definitely unlike the one before. Though there are only a few bosses in the game, each one will be a fun fight regardless. If the game is too easy, as you level up you will gain limiters that basically modify the stats of your enemies and even yourself. Using these limiters makes the game more difficult, but not just pointlessly, because as you add more and more limiters you will gain more XP, which is worth the risk. The limiters can double the number of enemies that spawn, to double the damage they give, to even reducing the number of memory you have available to yourself, just to give yourself a great XP boost. It is an ingenious way to crank the difficulty without having actual difficulty settings and making it worth doing so for the increased experience points gained. Not to mention, after you beat the game, there is a plus mode that allows you to restart the campaign but carry everything you have, including your XP, abilities, and so on, with you while spawning endgame enemies on the very first screens and randomizing every encounter from then on. It is a truly difficult mode that is very challenging and fun for the hardcore. Also for the achievement hunters, so that's always good. The game is rather short, offering 5 to 8 hours of gameplay depending on how much you do and if you complete the challenge levels. These levels are available early on and offer tests of speed, planning, survival, and more. All of them are really fun to do and they really do challenge your strategy. Completing this will give you bonus XP and unlock more tracks, and that's always good. As you complete each challenge and progress through the story mode, you will unlock and be able to play these songs during these challenge stages. With that, we draw to a close on the greatness that is Transistor. While I wish its price tag was $15 or so, I wish there were more bosses and that it would be a little bit more lengthy, but it doesn't even matter much. It doesn't really affect the core of the game. Transistor is a game that offers the complete package and nails all the criteria completely. Seriously, I cannot think of another game that does it so well. This game is near perfection in my opinion, and one of the greatest games I've ever played for sure. Definitely leaves a lasting memory on me. Offering a fantastic soundtrack with the best digital visuals I have ever seen, with an intriguing and shocking story that is truly like no other, and offering an ending that was truly jaw-dropping. The creativity and unique style of combat is refreshing, and the function system is something truly astonishing. With all that being said, I, Randomjeanc, have decided that Transistor receives a 10 out of 10, an epic masterpiece. Seriously, I couldn't possibly give it anything other than this. Now, a perfect score does not mean a game is flawless, as no game can possibly be flawless. But what it does mean is that it is a truly marvelous game, and that deserves to be played by just about anyone and everyone. A testament of a marvelous game. All hail the greatness that is Transistor. If you don't agree, you can go fuck yourself. Just kidding, don't. Hey now, let's check out what our fellow Steam players think. And they are pretty much where I am at. Out of 8,931 reviews and a 96% positive rating, and also apparently a winner of over 100 plus accolades, I'd say my rating meets the public's rating just fine this time. I am glad I am starting to get better and faster at making these. Maybe one day I can begin to make them weekly if I had more free time, and maybe make it a hobby that can help me financially. But that day is not even close within proximity yet, I'd say. But I just love to make these. I love to create the content and I love to make others laugh. With me or at me on these. It is a blast. I must thank you all for every single one of you, new or old. Thank you for watching and supporting me. I greatly appreciate it. You must tell me what you thought of the game yourself. What is your favorite track? What is your favorite moment? Or you think that I gave the game too much praise? Elaborate please and I will respond. One of my favorite tracks was Sandbox. That's the one playing right now. If you want to catch my last review, which was Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 Platinum Edition, click here. If you wanted to watch my Don't Starve Together Let's Play with Torpington, click on here. He's a great dude. If you want to follow me on Google Plus and Twitter to stay up to date, you sure can right here. And now on to my next project. Thanks again peeps. This is Randomjeanc signing off.